Hello and welcome to Easy English Conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben. It's great to have you listening. We are recording this from our studio in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon on Friday, October 3rd, and the work week is almost over.
It is, and that got us thinking. Our Friday afternoon in Cambodia is completely different from someone else's Friday morning or Friday night somewhere else in the world. So, in today's special 90-minute episode, we're going to explore that. We're asking the question, what's a typical day like for you?
We're going to call a couple of friends in different countries and in different time zones to hear about their daily routines. We'll compare everything, what they eat for breakfast, their work schedules, and how they relax.
Exactly. It's a great way to learn new vocabulary and culture. So let's start right here. Ben, what is a typical Friday like for you in Phnom Penh?
Well, a typical Friday always starts with coffee, but not just any coffee. I usually go to a small local stand and get a café de doco, which is a sweet, iced coffee with condensed milk. It's the perfect way to start a hot day.
It really is. I do the same. After that, it's the morning commute. For me, that means navigating the city's lively traffic on my moto. It's an adventure. I usually get to work around 8:30 a.m.
My workday is pretty standard, but lunch is always a highlight. I often get something like baisach crock, pork and rice, or a bowl of kuitiao, noodle soup, from a street vendor. It's delicious and quick.
And now, here we are, in the afternoon. On a Friday afternoon, there's a feeling of winding down. The phrase to wind down means to relax after a period of activity. People are getting ready for the weekend.
That's right. Tonight, I'll probably meet up with some friends. We might go to a market for dinner or find the rooftop bar to enjoy the evening breeze. That's a snapshot of my day in Cambodia.
A perfect snapshot. Okay, now that we've set the scene here, let's make our first call. We're going to dial up our friend Javier in Madrid, Spain. Now it's 2:45 p.m. here in Phnom Penh, which means it's 9:45 a.m. in Madrid. The day is just getting started for our friend Javier. Let's get him on the line. Hola, Ana. Ben, good morning.
Hey, Javier. Thanks for talking to us. So, we can see you're at home. Have you had your breakfast yet?
Of course. But a Spanish breakfast is very simple. I just had a tostada con tomate, which is toast with crushed tomato, olive oil, and a little salt. And a strong coffee, of course. We don't really do big breakfasts here.
So, what does your typical morning look like after breakfast?
Well, I work as a graphic designer. I usually start work around 10 a.m. Our workday starts a bit later than in many other countries. Around 11:30 or noon, I'll take my first break. We call it the almuerzo. It's a second, small breakfast. Maybe a small sandwich or some fruit and another coffee. It's an important social break.
Wow, a second breakfast. I like that idea. So, what about lunch?
Lunch is the main meal of the day for us. We eat lunch late, usually between 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. It's a big meal, often with multiple courses. This is why our work days often finish later, maybe around 7 or 8 p.m.
And what about the famous Spanish siesta, the afternoon nap? Is that a real part of your daily routine?
It's a famous stereotype. In the big cities, most people who work in offices don't go home for a siesta. It's more common in smaller towns or for people who do physical work. But I admit, on a weekend, a 20-minute nap after lunch is fantastic.
So, after a late finish at work, what do you do in the evening?
In the evening, we have a very light dinner, maybe some tapas or a small sandwich. And we eat very late, maybe at 9:30 or 10 p.m. Before that, many people go for a paseo, which is a slow, relaxed walk through the neighborhood. It's a time to socialize and see people.
That sounds so civilized and relaxed. Thank you so much for sharing your day with us, Javier. My pleasure. Enjoy your Friday evening in Phnom Penh.
Wow, his day is so different. The meal times are the biggest shock for me. Dinner at 10 p.m.?
It is different, isn't it? Let's quickly review the key vocabulary from Javier's routine. Tostada con tomate, a simple but classic Spanish breakfast of toast with tomato. Almuerzo, a mid-morning coffee or snack break. Siesta, an afternoon nap or rest, though less common in big cities now. Paseo, a leisurely evening stroll to socialize and relax. Tapas, small savory dishes often served with drinks.
It seems like the routine is built around social time and enjoying meals, not just rushing through them.
I think that's a great observation. Okay, let's travel to another continent for our next call.
All right, we've been to Cambodia and Spain. Now we're going to call our friend Maria in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's just past 4 p.m. here, which means it's 6 a.m. for Maria. She's just starting her day.
Bom dia. Good morning, Ben, Anna. Bom dia. Good morning, Ben, Anna.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you for waking up early to talk to us. We're asking about daily routines. What's the very first thing you do in the morning?
The very first thing is coffee. Always. We call a small, strong black coffee a cafezinho. It is essential to life in Brazil. I have one as soon as I wake up. My breakfast is usually simple, maybe some fruit like papaya and some toast.
A cafezinho sounds like it has a lot of power. What's your workday like in a huge city like Sao Paulo?
It's busy. The commute can be very long with traffic. I work in marketing, and I'm usually at my desk by 9 a.m. Like in Spain, our main meal is lunch, the almuerzo. I usually eat this around 1 p.m. with my colleagues. It's a big, hot meal, often with rice, beans, and some kind of meat or fish.
Rice and beans are a staple, right? A staple is a food that is eaten routinely and makes up a large part of a diet.
Exactly. You can find rice and beans everywhere. We work until about 6 p.m. By the time I get home, it's already evening.
Is your evening meal as big as lunch?
No, dinner's usually much lighter, similar to Spain. Maybe a soup, a sandwich, or just a snack. The evening is more about family time. We might watch a telenovela, which is a very popular type of soap opera.
And since it's Friday for you, what would a typical Friday night look like?
On a Friday night, there's a great energy in the city. Many people go out. A popular plan is to go for churrasco, which is our famous Brazilian barbecue with amazing grilled meats. Or maybe go out to listen to music and dance samba. Friday night is for celebrating the end of the week.
That sounds so fun and energetic. Thank you, Maria, for sharing your Brazilian routine with us.
You're welcome. Have a great weekend.
From a quiet paseo in Spain to dancing samba in Brazil, what a contrast.
And coffee seems to be the one thing that connects everyone. I love the word cafezinho.
Me too. Let's review the vocabulary from Maria's day. Cafezinho, a small, strong black coffee, a cultural symbol in Brazil. Almoço, the main lunch meal, which is usually large and hot. Telenovela, a popular Latin American soap opera. Churrasco, a Brazilian barbecue. Staple food, a basic, important food that people eat regularly.
Okay, so we've had a snapshot of a day in Phnom Penh, Madrid, and Sao Paulo. What are the biggest similarities and differences you noticed, Anna?
The biggest similarity is definitely the importance of a coffee ritual to start the day. The biggest difference is meal schedules. In Cambodia, we have 3 fairly balanced meals. In Spain and Brazil, lunch is the main event, and dinner is very light and often very late.
I also noticed the different pace of life. Javier's routine in Madrid sounded more leisurely with the paseo, while Maria's day in a mega city like Sao Paulo sounded very energetic and busy, especially the commute.
That's a great point. It shows how our environment shapes our daily routine. Every routine tells a story about the culture.
Which is so fascinating, it makes me think about my own routine and why I do things a certain way.
And that's what we want our listeners to do now. It's your turn to speak. We want you to describe a part of your daily routine. I'll ask a question, and you can pause and answer out loud. Ready? First question. What is a typical breakfast in your country, and what time do you usually eat it?
Great. Next question. What is the main meal of the day where you live? Lunch or dinner?
And one more. What is a popular way to relax in the evening in your culture?
Excellent practice. Thinking about these questions is a fantastic way to build your vocabulary for everyday conversations.
It really is. That's all the time we have for today. We traveled from the Friday afternoon heat of Cambodia to a morning in Spain and the start of a new day in Brazil.
We learned about sweet iced coffee, toast with tomato, late dinners, and the power of a cafecinho. We hope you enjoyed the trip.
Thank you for listening. Try to describe your day in English tonight. You'll be surprised at how much you can say. Join us next time for another easy English conversation.
Goodbye, everyone.